I can't change my husband and he's the problem. Well, my wife isn't willing to go to therapy, so what else can I do? There's something wrong with him, so we're doomed. Okay, yes, there are absolutely some situations and individuals that are toxic and abusive. And there are some personality disorders or mental conditions that simply are not conducive to a healthy marriage and partnership, such as destructive narcissistic disorder. In those cases, it might be impossible to create the changes that you seek within your partnership. But in most cases, if we're married or in partnership with a healthy, kind, stable individual, but we're having a lot of conflict and trouble, there is so much we can do without our partner even knowing about it. People often say, but it takes two to tango. And I want to invite you to question that today. I think it's a complete myth. Sure, of course, there are many different things that we need both partners to buy into, but it does not take two to actually create change and affect change within the family dynamic. It doesn't, because you can spark a bit of change and change the energy within yourself, and you will watch and see how the energy in the home changes. Saying it takes two to tango is usually used as a blame mechanism. It externalizes responsibility from me and it says, well, we both have to do it, and so it's his or her fault that he's not doing it, and so nothing's going to change. But beyond actually deflecting the blame from me, that also renders me helpless and powerless. If it takes two to tango and my partner isn't willing to change, then how can we ever make a change around here? I'm helpless, I'm stuck. I'm a Disney princess waiting to be rescued. The opposite of it takes two to tango is radical responsibility. It's realizing that we alone can affect so much change within our lives, that we alone can take steps to change ourselves, how we relate to people, the energy that we bring to them, the words we use with them and about them. And when we make those changes, which is the only changes we actually have control over anyway, we will inevitably, 100% undoubtedly, create change around us. As Wayne Dyer said, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. The same is true for people. When you change the way you look at people, the people you look at change. When you change the way you look at your relationship, the relationship you're looking at will change. And I could go on and on with those. The point is that when you make the change within yourself, when you tango, you invite others to tango with you. You don't have to wait for them to invite you or to change themselves. When I was trying to affect change within my home, I felt so helpless because my partner wasn't on the same spiritual, emotional journey as me. And so I felt like, well, if he's not doing it, then I can't do it, it will never work. It was only when I took radical responsibility and realized, well, I'm not gonna get stuck waiting. I'm going to do everything I can to change my behaviors, to grow into the person I wanna be, to become the peaceful parent and partner that I yearn to be in the world. And then the rest of it is, not up to me anymore. It's not my business, as Byron Katie says. It's other people's business. We have to stay in our business. Our business is just how we show up to the relationship, how we treat our partners, what we say behind their back, what we do for them, what we do to them. That's all our business. What they do is beyond our business. People use this excuse in parenting too, and there it's even more apparent and clear why it's an excuse, right? If I say my child is misbehaving and I did all the right things and they're still misbehaving or they're still disrespectful or whatever, we can see how it's kind of ridiculous to blame a small child for not responding well to my communication skills or my parenting. If my child is still a terror or still misbehaving or still doing whatever they're doing, then I need to up my game. I can't sit around waiting for my 4-year-old to learn to be a better 4-year-old because it takes two to tango. No, I need to learn to be a better parent and I don't mean a better parent hierarchically, I mean to be more effective with my parenting. And then they will, inevitably, unavoidably respond to that. But the same is true with adults. And so if you're feeling helpless or feeling stagnant or stuck within your relationship, I want to invite you to take a really exciting approach to this. The exciting, empowering approach is that we can become the peaceful partners that we want. We can start behaving the way we want to see our partner behave towards us. We can start creating the type of family environment and relationships that we're looking for, that we're seeking and yearning for. If we do that, then we are in a creative, empowered status. We're putting out good energy into the world. We're riding high vibes. We're heightening our frequency, and unavoidably, that will affect those around us. Being high energy, being positive, being kind, being peaceful, being connected and joyful, those things are contagious. And we know this from human psychology. Did you know that smoking is contagious? That pregnancy is contagious? That gossiping is contagious? No, of course you don't catch pregnancy, but the more people around you that are pregnant, the more likely you are to consider getting pregnant yourself. The same goes for anything. So if we decide to be the agents of change, bringing up our own, attitudes, approaches, skill set, mastering our own peacefulness, kindness, compassion, passion, all of that stuff, we bring that up, it will automatically be contagious and affect our partner in some way, right? In some way. So that is my invitation to you today, is to lay down the excuse that it takes two to tango. And as long as you're married to someone or in a partnership with someone who is a reasonably okay person and there is no, abuse or mental illness that is really, undermining the possibility of change, then you can affect change. It is possible. And it's an empowered status to grab that bull by the horns and enjoy the power that we have in creating the life we most want to live, in creating family bliss for ourselves.